Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Friday to you. And obviously, we're going to take a look here at Luna, which feels weird to say because obviously I haven't covered this in a while, but the insane amount of requests that I received today, I figured I'd go ahead and cover this and help you understand. A lot of the questions were like, how much higher will it go? What are some key level supports? Those are things we're going to really truly look at because honestly, technical analysis on something like this that just goes crazy up 200% in one day, all you can really do is kind of estimate how much lower it could possibly go based on kind of averages, at least the averages I've seen in cryptocurrency for some time, but also key level supports if there are any based on Fibonacci retracement. So we'll take a look at that and much more. If you're new to the channel though, keep in mind I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade. I truly hope you can learn something here today, of course, and if you do, comment below, let me know, and I'll be happy to hear your feedback. Furthermore, if you want to become a better trader, I do offer a trading academy, community, and signal group. Link in the description below. Check that out in your own time, CryptoCache.tech. We have a lot of new members transferring over here, and it's really nice to kind of be able to work with just an eclectic group of traders. We're all making some serious profits, man. We took some profits from Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, handful of other coins in the last 24 hours, and it's really, really nice to get some of those longs in with a 10% day from Bitcoin. Regardless of that fact, Luna's having a 120, what was the percent? I'm sorry, I misspoken. 207% for the moment. From bottom to top today, though, it's 302% as a close approximate for the amount of increase today. So for Luna, doing really awesome stuff in that sense. It is strange to see just based on its history and obviously with its deep pegging. Now, I don't know a tremendous amount about the fundamentals. I want you to do your own research. But from a technical standpoint, there is stuff you can extract from this to kind of understand where it could go next. Now, when looking at stuff like this, we got to recognize that Luna and Terra Classic, for example, have been doing very, very well. I mean, it's up a significant percent, similar to this. Only difference is it's been kind of healthy continuations. We had 3 white soldiers. We've had a handful of ascending trend lines that broke to the upside. And I want to kind of see if there's anything here that really speaks to it. And I can't see too much except for the fact that we're starting to make higher lows. But there's really nothing to kind of push this from a technical standpoint as high as it is. There's obviously likely a fundamental catalyst that is doing so here. So again, do your own research in that sense, but based on technical data, in my experience, anytime you have an increase of 300%, 100%, 200%, whatever the percentage is, as long as if it's like over 50%, you can expect the correction to come back down on average. Again, this is just averages about halfway. So 0.5. So that put us at somewhere in the range of $4.71. Okay, so hypothetically the price action continues to retrace. We could very well see it come down to that level first. And if it can hold, it has likelihood of coming back up. And obviously if it doesn't hold, we'll see it kind of slowly bleed out and continue lower. Luna Classic did this in its first push back a few months ago. This one here, of course, Luna itself, it's hard to say specifically based on its history. And based on its history too, another thing to kind of recognize, this is, again, not super important, but still slightly relevant. We have a couple of key level supports and resistance levels. So right at about $9 was a previous resistance back in June, but that was like the first attempt for the price action to come up and it just got rejected hard. That was really close to, obviously, shortly after Luna lost its peg with the dollar. So again, that's kind of where we're at there. And then if we take a look at the other previous, that's the candle wick up on that day was $25. So $9 and $25, just kind of remember that for future reference. Those could be key level resistances if the price action continues higher. Big word is if. It's no guarantees it's going to continue, but I don't know. it's a bit of a gamble, but what we can look at is hypothetically how much further it could go if possible. But why don't we look at some standard indicators and see if they're telling us anything. There's a great chance they're going to be completely out of whack, and it doesn't really matter all that much, which is why you kind of rely on key level supports and previous resistance levels in times like these. Okay, so again, RSI, extremely overextended, close to 90. That's way too high. MACD, not even relevant. super off kilter there. When we look at the 4-hour time frame, similar story here as well. RSI is extended, extremely overextended, and we got the MACD, of course, converging. The last thing we want to look at, though, that it's kind of slightly relevant is smaller time frames to kind of see if this is a continuation that's healthy or not. So obviously we saw a significant amount of volume, right, in this massive push up here. It started with a little bit of volume, which was, if you compare it to previous, a lot, and then of course it amplified and shot up very, very quick. So that being said, if we kind of take a look here, we can kind of see that this this push, this trend, if we're going to go with the hypothetical, we're 6 hours into this uptrend, all right? So in most cases, traditionally speaking, you're going to see in regular markets and crypto alike, when you hit a 9 on TD sequential, the price action will tend to pull back. So what would be nice is if the price were to consolidate sideways here for a couple more hours, get a reset, and then leg up again. We'd love to see that. However, with us being at a 6/7 at this point, we can expect the price action to potentially come back down once again to that 0.5 range at about 475 is a close approximate. Okay, so again, that could possibly happen. But again, situations like this, when there's fundamental catalysts, the technical analysis doesn't matter a hell of a lot. I know it sounds kind of crazy because that's my thing. I love TA, and I've been analyzing charts for like 16, almost 17 years now. And in that time, I can tell you when you see stuff like this, it's common for it to retrace to the halfway point at least. So I just say be prepared for that. If it continues up, great, but maybe consider taking some profits if you haven't already. It wouldn't hurt at all. I think that we are still overextended and the price action could come down. Because again, this being a 1 hour time frame, that's way too much volume in a short amount of time. I think that was almost like 150% in 1 hour. Okay, so let's look at the 15 and see if there's anything else. Still, I mean, even though we have like an hour worth of consolidation here, it's still not enough to warrant this leg up here. So I really personally feel like we're going to probably see the price action lose this current support level here at about 542 and come on down to 475. And that'll be the point of contention to kind of really truly see if it can average itself out here. Because you see, this is a previous resistance right here at about 480, 490 range, right? So the price action comes up there, gets rejected, has a nice ascending flag, and then of course the price action continues higher. However, when we have that overextension, the price action comes up, you can see the price action usually slowly bleed out. Okay, so again, I hope I'm wrong and the price continues higher for your sake. But if I am right, which in most cases happens, at least in its history, when you see retracements of this magnitude, what goes up must come down. I like to provide the analogy of when I don't think a lot of people have experience with this, but say you're to fall down a flight of stairs, right? The likely outcome is wheelchair, potential disability for life, right? Because you're really jacked up. Unless you're a stuntman, even stuntmen get messed up. It's gonna hurt like hell, right? It's gonna take a long time to recover. So when you shoot up this high, it's as if you're going up a flight of stairs and fell back down, and that's where the price action will likely continue to fall, right? However, if you were to slowly increase, right, just say you slowly take one step at a time and you fall down a step or two, you're probably not going to be disabled completely and you're going to allow yourself to continue higher. Same thing happens here, with this parabolic increase, so you can expect somewhat of a parabolic slow decrease in price. Again, I would just say expect the worst and hope for the best. If you have a long position open, I would highly recommend you do not make this your primary coin. And you got to remember its history. Do your research here and find out what happened. It's a really crappy situation, and I would hate to see you get stuck in something along those lines too, because this very well could be, again, a lot of whales pushing the price action up higher, those with a tremendous amount of money, and then of course they're going to slowly start taking their profits while we're all stuck with higher positions. It happens quite a lot. So again, just some friendly advice is all. There's no guarantees on any of this. Cryptocurrency is a wild, wild west of trading, and that's just the way it goes. So let's look at the best case scenario. Let's say hypothetically tomorrow we see a 2x of where we're at presently. Hypothetically, best case scenario would be $13.50, but once again, we can see that $9 range sinking up pretty dang close to this Fibonacci retracement level. So I'd venture to guess if the price action goes any higher, say it works out itself to come up higher, $9 or $9.25, that range will be a strong resistance level, and we'll probably get some kind of rejection there. Again, previous resistance levels will continue to establish themselves as resistance levels until they're broken. You've got to retest resistance levels multiple times to break through them, okay? So the likelihood of it breaking through the first time is pretty low. So again, hypothetically, the price action comes down and consolidates at 475 and kind of just hangs out there and stays there. That'd be fantastic. That would allow for the price action to potentially leg up again. If it were to leg up again, $9, $9.25, right in that range would be the next key level resistance we want to pay attention to. Minus, of course, the 766 here range, whereas the price action initially topped out here today. So again, a small handful of little things to kind of consider. We'll keep a close eye on this, of course, here moving forward, but I definitely appreciate the requests, and all my current community members too. Thank you so much for the wonderful feedback. It was great to be able to catch all those longs here recently and take 30 to 50% average profit on every target. It's really nice. Furthermore, too, thank you so much as well to my current, my recent subscribers. I've had some folks register through CryptoCache.tech. It's been awesome to be able to work with you and kind of help you become better traders. So thank you so much for that. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. You take care.